Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers who's pushing the truth in the four corners, the highways, the byways. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kodash. It's the brother Yashimar here with another video. Basically like walk and talk, right? Meditating on these latter days, the ministry, and the cost of all of it, where it all comes down to, all right? Where it concerns, men, interests, the passion for the truth, weighing with the interests of the world, Basically the passion towards the truth versus the interest in this world. All right. Start off with this precept of Jeremiah 22 verse 5. It says here, "But take diligent heed to do the commandments and the law." Right? So the commandment and the law is basically the makeup, right, of Yahushai. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Yahushai said, "Hey, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me." All right? I'll write through these scriptures. All right? Wherever the scriptures lead, for all things are written aforetime, written for our learning, we can see that it points to diligence, pulling us back on track, keeping us focused. And when I say us, I say us being the hopeful elect. All right? The hopeful elect. Men that even though they slip, they're gonna come back. Right? They're gonna gravitate back to doing what they're supposed to. Right? Reading again, Joshua chapter 22 verse 5. It says, "But take diligent heed to the commandment and the law, which Moses, the servant of the Lord," right, "charge you to love the Lord your God." All right? So basically Moses did, bring the law forward, by the inspiration of Yahweh power. All right? And Yahushai came after, no, not the Yahushai which reading from, which is Joshua, but Yahushai, the first Adam, right, the son of Yahweh power, he came and fulfilled, these the laws, and the prophets. All right? So what basically the fulfillment is? The sacrificial law. All right? Becoming the testator between us and Yahweh power. All right? Going on. It says to love the Lord your God and to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and to cleave unto him and to serve him with all your heart, all right, and all your soul. Right? So to love the Lord with all your heart and to all your soul, and all your soul is basically, you know, is having, you could only do that with having a passion for this truth, you know. Like they say in the world, when you do something you love, you become good at it, right? And the truth is not only just about making videos, making up numbers in the camp, going out and do the works, you know, basically things that could be seen of men, all right? But it is also ties in with communication, all right? You know, scripture says, forget not to communicate, all right? Fulfilling your office, you know, cheerfully. Not like if it's some boarding or a man is asking you to drink poison, all right? But what? There's times when basically men have to, I want to say men, responsible brothers, those who have a passion for this truth, those who stand by the word of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai without fear and trembling. Actually, with fear and trembling, I gotta say, Salakia, with fear and trembling to Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. Alright? With fear and trembling. So, I will read Ecclesiastes 32. I'm going to start from the 16th verse. Now, again, the passion for the truth versus the interests of the world. Alright? This is Sirach chapter 32 and verse 16. You see, they that fear the Lord shall find judgment and shall kindle justice as a light. You understand? Basically, you know, they that fear Yahweh Bashim Yoshai is not going to see things going wrong, especially in camp. Alright, leaders and so on, and ints are not going to say anything. And even though they seeing things going wrong in the camp, they are not going to slack up their office as well. They're going to maintain, you know, doing what they're supposed to do. Alright? Not falling into the ideology of, hey, this brother slacking up, or even an elder brother slacking up over me, I will do the same, because this is becoming a custom. No, such is not the way. And that's why, and that's when the way Israel went off. Alright, reading again. Sirach 32 verse 16. It says, they that fear the Lord shall find judgment and shall kindle justice as a light. It says, a sinful man will not be reproved. Alright, because the sinful man, you know, he thinking in his head, hey, basically there's an excuse for everything. And that he could come with soft speech every time. When he slack it, alright, as a ticket of exemption, you know, or as a license to continue in folly or to continue in slacking. Alright? Reading it say, a sinful man will not be reproved, but find it an excuse according to his will. Alright? The man will find excuse to his will. And you know, if you basically read this man with the spirit, you know, and is checking out versus his IQ when it comes to the interest in the world, and basically the IQ when of the passion for the truth. Alright, he feel miserably, and when you point him out, even make excuse that, hey, you're picking on me and stuff like that. Alright, and such is not becoming of a man of the Lord. You know, as a man of the Lord, you stand responsibility for your fault, you know, and take correction. All right? When I say a man of counsel, you say a man of counsel will be considerate. All right? A man of counsel will be considerate, meaning, hey, what's a man of counsel? After, you know, you, for instance, yeah, after council, meaning, hey, come together, bring forth whereby this principle, you know, guidance and measures within the camp, strengthening, you know, advising, you know, what is okay and what is not, you know, the expectation of men. Like for instance, our elders and apostle, hey, at least 3 videos a week. All right? And, you know, charity. All right? Even in these other smaller camps, because we take pattern after the elders and apostle, but based on the hemisphere and how the system is in other country, obviously, you know, there's other smaller details whereby we, the men of the Lord, all right, was put in place so we could lead the church. All right, lead the church, but keeping according to, you know, the headquarters, you know, just for lack of a better word, you know, the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. All right, so it says a man of counsel will be considerate. You can consider, and even look is another example to put. When you were out there working and tiling for Esau, when you were doing the work for Esau, Edom, all right, you late for his job. Before the time of your shift supposed to start, you better make sure you give him or HR a call that, hey, you can't make it in today, or you're sick or something like that. You can't do that after the days pass, or even when the shift done, or when the shift has already begun, and you call in to say, hey, you know, basically you're gonna fall short. All right? Why you wouldn't do that? Because you stand the risk. You stand the risk of being fired. You stand the risk of losing a job. All right? Being suspended, stuff like that. You know, you stand the risk of even losing money. They're taking money out. All right? Going on, it says, but a strange and proud man is not daunted with fear. All right? Hey, we look up the word daunted. Strange and proud man is not daunted. Slack you. Yeah, so daunted. All right, adjective. It says normally with a popular verb. It says mildly afraid. Salakio. Mildly afraid or worried by some upcoming situation. So you see, it says here mildly. So he doesn't even have a bit of fear. All right, reading back the scripture here, it says Sirach chapter 32 and verse 18. It says a man of counsel will be considerate. He can be considerate even if it's mildly. He can be at the back of his mind. He can always something and always triggering the memory of the ministry, doing this work, doing the truth. All right, but see, a man of counsel will be considerate. It says, but a strange and proud man. All right, a strange and proud man. This is a man basically. He's he's compromised mentally. All right. Instead of the focus of the truth or the love for the truth, you watching the behaviors of man, and which actually influences his behavior pattern. And even that is an excuse for blame the behavior of man for you slack on your shortcoming in this truth. Alright? It says, but a strange and a proud man is not daunted, not even a little bit, with fear. You don't have no fear, not even a little, bro. It says, even when of himself he had done without counsel. You understand? So even without counsel, watch, he ain't gonna even reason or try to reach out to a man of the Lord for ask for something before we do it. Alright? He ain't gonna ask. You know? Even when he's doing, like for instance, there are men reaching situations and they would even call upon a brother or say anything. Especially if it is that they're making money, they're doing good. You understand? Everything is going well for them. But who's the one that give it them? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know? You wouldn't hear anything from them. But here's when actually you'd get crying. You see, when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai put some lashes on the individual, here, oh gosh, Akim, pray for me. Right? Ask the Lord powerful take away or take back the lashes that are getting. Hey, fuck you. You understand? Because when it was Yahweh Hashem or Shahidi giving you a blessing, you didn't give the praise. And even in the blessing, you took it upon yourself and think that, hey, you basically gain wherever you're gaining off of your own strength. Yeah, you might say, no, that's not the case. You might deny it, but, you know, basically, hey, low key, right? This will is at the back of your head. That hey, now that you get it, you gotta continue fighting to hold it. If Yahweh Hashem Yeshai gave it to you, there's nothing you could do to keep it or to hold it. Hey, these flowers smell very nice. You know, standing under a tree here. I'm not sure what it is, but there's a lot of bees here and pollen. You know, in this tree. But it really smells. It has a nice aroma. It really has a beautiful aroma. It's not a fruit tree though. Right? I think some people refer to it as the money tree. Well, yeah. You know. So as I was saying, such man, he wouldn't even be such daunted with it. But when Yahweh Power put licks on this man, he would, hey, basically cry out for help. And the scripture said, know who thou doest thy suretyship for, because even giving supplication up for a person is speaking on their behalf. You know? But again, you know, like basically the video, you know, is going into the passion of the truth versus the interests of this world. Hey, you know, to the hopeful elect, you know, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Achachodash, you know, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers who's pushing this truth in the four corners, the highways and byways. Again, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Achachodash. You know, Shalom.